Hello everyone. Well, we are in week 2 now. So for this week, our topic will be flowering and non-flowering plants. So students, how do you think plants actually reproduce? So many plants actually have flowers. They are called flowering plants. Some flowers are colorful and some actually have smell and we call them scent. Okay? So all flowers have an important job. Can you think what it is? Well, flowers help the plant to reproduce to form new plants. When a plant produces flowers, the flowers usually last for a few days. Then they die and fall off. This part becomes a fruit. Fruit is where the seeds form. Now, flowers actually help the plants to reproduce. They produce pollen and eggs. Flowers will attract pollinators like bees, butterflies. Once the pollination is done, the flowers will turn into fruits with the seeds inside. Now this plant's life cycle continues when the seeds grows up into new plants. So look at this slide. This is the part of a flower. Okay, the flowers have four main parts, and these parts are arranged in rings, one inside the other. Now look at this photo here. The picture here is a picture of a flower with many labels. There is the male part of the flower and the female part of the flower. You will need to remember all the labels and the function of each of it. Okay, for example, anther, filament, stigma, petals, every one of it has a function of itself. This slide shows you the plant life cycle. So when the seed germinates, the plant will grow. Once the plant grows, there will be flowers. Inside the flower is where the seeds are produced. The flower produces the fruit, and once the fruit is big, it releases the seeds. Now again the cycle continues. The previous slide was about flowering plants. So how about the reproduction of non-flowering plants? Now, let me be clear that non-flowering plants can be defined as plants which cannot produce flowers. So, most of them reproduce through spores. They are completely different from flowering plants. Non-flowering plants cannot produce flowers and seeds. So they have this tissue and they are reproduced by spores. Spores are reproductive structures that can grow into new plants. Ferns are one type of a plant that reproduces using spores. They have leaves called fronds. Each frond has smaller leaves. So now at the bottom of this slide, you will see the black spots on the leaf. Those black spots are the spores that will eventually be the agent of reproduction for the leaf, for this plant, for the fern plant. Okay. Moss is another type of plant that reproduces using only spores. Mosses are small, soft plants, so they usually grow in damp, or in simple words, it's wet places. So looking at the two bottom photos there, those are moss. Okay, and they reproduce using spores. And finally, some plants which is non-flowering, they make their seeds without flowers, and these seeds form in cones. Cones are the parts of some seed plants where the reproduction occurs, but cones do not develop into fruit. So these are some ways plants reproduce for those who are non-flowering plants. Okay.